Unshakable love? What if I told you that some of the greatest relationship struggles, misunderstandings, arguments, even heartbreak, could be eased by wisdom that's over 2,000 years old? Think about it. How many times have you argued with someone you love over something small? A text not replied to quickly enough, a tone of voice, or a forgotten errand. Those little sparks often turn into wildfires. Now imagine, instead of reacting with frustration, you had the tools to respond with calm, clarity, and even compassion. That's what the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, can teach us. Today, we'll explore practical Stoic strategies for navigating love, conflict, and connection. Not to make relationships perfect, but to make them stronger, steadier, and more resilient. Let's dive in. The Stoic lens, mastering your inner world. The Stoics believed the root of much human suffering lies in one mistake: trying to control things that are not within our power. Think about it. In relationships, how often do we try to control our partner's moods, their choices, or even their flaws? The Stoics would say, stop. You cannot control those things. Epictetus wrote, "Some things are in our control and others not. In our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion. In a word, whatever are our own actions. Not in our control are body, property, reputation, command. In a word, whatever are not our own actions." In a relationship, your partner's words and behaviors fall outside your control. What is within your control? How you choose to respond. Example: instead of getting angry when your partner forgets to call, you could reframe it through Stoicism. I cannot control their forgetfulness, but I can control whether I stew in resentment or simply express my feelings calmly. The Stoics also practice something called negative visualization. Imagine your partner wasn't there tomorrow, not to frighten you, but to remind you to cherish them while you can. Suddenly, that little annoyance feels small compared to the gift of their presence. Navigating conflict, reason over emotion. Conflicts are inevitable. The Stoics didn't deny anger, but they warned against letting it rule us. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The key is to step back and see situations objectively. This is what the Stoics called objective perception, seeing things as they are, not as your anger paints them. Example: instead of, "They disrespected me on purpose," try, "They spoke harshly. Perhaps they were tired or stressed. I don't know their full state of mind." The Stoic virtue of temperance, self-control, helps us keep emotions in check. Before reacting, breathe. Count to 5. That pause creates space for reason. Another Stoic exercise: premeditatio malorum, anticipating difficulties. If you know certain conversations often turn tense, mentally prepare yourself. Picture the disagreement, but also picture yourself staying calm, patient, and kind. This mental rehearsal makes you less likely to explode in the heat of the moment. Building resilience, embracing imperfection. Relationships are not smooth seas. They rise, fall, shift, and sometimes break. The Stoics accepted this reality. Seneca reminded us, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." In other words, challenges are woven into the fabric of existence. In love, this means accepting impermanence. Your partner will change, you will too. Some days will feel close, others distant. That's natural. The Stoic principle of amor fati, love of fate, teaches us to embrace not just the joys of love, but its difficulties as well. A fight, a cold silence, a rough patch. These are not signs of doom, but part of the tapestry of human connection. Practical takeaway: instead of resenting challenges, use them as opportunities to grow together. When your partner makes mistakes, remember Stoic humility. You too are flawed. As Marcus wrote, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize? This mindset builds empathy, patience, and resilience. Practical Stoic practices for stronger relationships. Here's where philosophy becomes action. The Stoics weren't just thinkers, they were doers. Morning reflection. Start your day with this thought: I cannot control my partner's moods or choices, but I can choose patience, kindness, and integrity in how I show up today. The pause in conflict. When emotions rise, breathe. Ask, am I reacting or am I responding? This single question can shift the entire tone of an argument. Negative visualization for gratitude. For a moment, imagine life without your partner. Then look at them with fresh eyes. Gratitude replaces irritation. Evening journaling. Ask yourself, did I act with virtue in my relationship today? Did I listen, forgive, or remain patient? Journaling turns philosophy into habit. Love as practice, not possession. Epictetus said, never say of anything I have lost it, only that I have given it back. Your partner is not yours to own, but a gift to cherish. To love with freedom, not control, is the deepest love of all. Third, a Stoic conclusion. Love with wisdom. The Stoics don't promise a perfect relationship. What they offer is something more powerful, the ability to face imperfections, yours and your partner's, with wisdom, patience, and courage. They teach us to master ourselves, not others. To navigate conflict with reason, not anger. To embrace love as a gift, not a guarantee. So the next time you find yourself frustrated or misunderstood, take one Stoic breath. Respond, don't react, love, don't control. Appreciate, don't take for granted. Because in the end, the most unshakable love is not free of challenges. It is forged through them, with the wisdom of ancient philosophy guiding the way.